Hi there, this is Comic Book Pete. I'm here today to talk about some of my favorite comic books. When we talk about collecting comic books, there's many different types of collectors. There's some people that will collect because they like to read the comic books. There's some people that like to collect for the value of the comic book. Some people have a favorite character. There's some people that have a favorite writer. It might be a favorite artist. It could be even a certain genre that you like. For example, some people like superheroes, some people like horror, some people like Marvel, some people like DC, some people like independents. There's all different types of comic book collectors. A common thread amongst many collectors is comic books that they're a favorite within their collection and also what they may be seeking after. I know when I talk about a lot of the comic books that I have, when I talk about them with some of my friends say, oh, I had that comic book at one time, or oh, I wish I had that comic book. So now I'm going to show you some of my favorite comic books from my own personal collection, and these are the 4 that I've chosen, and I'm going to go over them each individually. The first book I'm going to talk about is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns #1. This is an iconic cover that was created by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. Frank Miller did the story and cover for this particular book. Frank Miller is one of my favorite artists and writers. At the time, this book was very significant because it was done in what they considered a paperback style. This was very unique to be done. It was a 4-issue limited series. Issue 2, 3, and 4 also had iconic covers, and I have those issues as well, but I don't have any of those graded. Batman was always one of my favorite characters, and at the time it was very unique to have something done like this, and that is why The Dark Knight Returns #1 is one of my favorites. The next issue I'm going to highlight is The Incredible Hulk number 340. This iconic cover is done by Todd McFarlane, one of my favorite artists. It also features the Hulk, who growing up was one of my favorite characters, and Wolverine, who later on became one of my favorite characters. The third comic book that I'm going to highlight today as one of my favorites is Action Comics Annual #1. This comic book, to me, is one of the most stunning covers that I have ever seen. I really like the squarish effect that was done on Superman and Batman. Of course, everybody knows Superman and everybody knows Batman. This is also done by one of my favorite artists at the time, Arthur Adams. Now, what was unique about this book was Action Comics Annual #1. So many comic books make annuals, but this book was the very first annual in 1987, and it was a really good story featuring Superman and Batman. If this is a book that you have not read before, I definitely recommend you checking it out. It's not something that is unbelievably popular, but I think it's gaining steam and gaining some momentum, so keep a lookout on this book. I think it has a lot of potential. I saved the best for last. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8. Secret Wars #8 features the very first appearance of the black Spider-Man costume. Everybody knows Spider-Man's typical red and blue costume, but this was the origination of his black costume. What happened in this series was Spider-Man's original costume had gotten damaged and torn up, so this is where the black costume originated, and to this day it became the origination of a character that eventually became Venom, who was one of Spider-Man's arch nemesis. So it's interesting that it went from it being Spider-Man's actual costume to being one of Spider-Man's biggest nemesis. Now that I've shown you some of my favorite comic books from my collection, what are some of your favorite comic books from your collection? Drop it in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of the support and look forward to making the next video. In the meantime, keep collecting.